Hey, what's up, good people? How you doing? Welcome back to Stock Up with Larry Jones. You're new, hit the like, subscribe, and notification bell. Let's get right into it. We went on this morning. I'm going to show you where I think the market is as we are entering back into building a portfolio. I'm starting off with about $5,000. We started our new portfolio and we stopped before this big floor drop, saving us money and protecting us. So I know a lot of people were anxious to put their money in and catch a falling knife, but we learned patience. We don't force the market. We see what the market is going to yield to us. Okay. All right. Got to show you this right quick. Not that, but I got to show you this. Someone made 80% on the SPY call this morning. We're going to talk about that a little later. Let's get into the news and see what's going on in these markets. Okay, people, S&P 500 rises to start shortened week, led by banks, software slides. Okay, so we're going to cover this in software slides because that's what's been beating your portfolio down. What are software companies? We're going to show some. Microsoft is a software company. Google is a software company. Just think about it. Tesla is a automotive slash EV slash software company. Apple is a software slash hardware company. So software has been getting beat down because of these big CapEx spends, right? Spending money towards AI. But who didn't spend a lot as far as what they let us know on AI? Apple. And Apple is up to date. We're going to go into that also. All right. So let's keep it going. So as we look, we're going to see here that these are software companies. Microsoft, Alphabet, Netflix. These are all software company. I put Lockheed Martin down there because Lockheed Martin is a cybersecurity company. It's software, but it's cybersecurity. Okay. But if you go year to date, you're going to see that cybersecurity is up. This Lockheed Martin has been performing well, while the other software names are in a correction. All right. Even a bear market. Microsoft last week was in a bear market, down, 18. If right now 18% to me is bear market, 20% is a bear market, 10% is a correction, right? So we are basically in a bear market, right? So 1780 here, Netflix 17. Netflix was down more than 20%, putting it in a bear market. So they've been selling off, right? So I'll put that in there. But there's other ones that have been selling off also. Let's look at Amazon, software company. So these are some of the software companies that have been selling off when? From the beginning of this year until now, right? So let's go right into Apple and what's happening with Apple as it goes up. I want you guys to see this because you could see what's going on, right? All right, so let's go into tip ranks and look and see what's happening to Apple. Apple Fast Track Glasses, pendant camera AirPods for AI era, Bloomberg says. Okay, so Bloomberg is upping Apple, right? Their analysts are saying Apple is worth more and it's going to go up. Let's read. Apple is accelerating development of 3 new wearable devices as part of a powered hardware. See that? You could see here. Also being pursued. I'm sorry about all of that. It's moving. We can read this later. All right, there we go. AI powered hardware, a category also being pursued by Microsoft, backed by OpenAI. You guys know about that. And Meta. These are all software companies, right? The company is ramping up work on smart glasses. I told you guys that you can't count Apple out. They are working on stuff that they are quiet with. And when does Apple do their releases? In September every year. Okay. And so I do believe that Apple will be telling you all the money they've been spending in AI. And that's what all of these other companies did when they did earnings. And the amount of billions, you're talking collectively, all of these software companies, almost $800 billion that they're spending, $700 to $800 billion they are spending towards AI, CapEx, okay? And that's why even though they have good earnings, Google have good earnings, but it still goes down. So they show that they did have revenue. They show that they beat expectations, right? So then the stock is up a point or two. And then on the earnings call right behind, they tell you a humongous number that they're about to spend on CapEx or AI expenditures, and then the stock drops. And so that's what's been happening if you're wondering what's happening. So as we can see right now, Apple is up about 4%. It was up 4%, cooled off a little bit, right? Let's see what else is going on. Let's see what TipRanks says about Apple, okay? Let me get all of that out of the way. We're not upgrading. There we go. Nope, we are not upgrading, okay? All right. We're going to see what TipRanks, the analysts, say about Apple. All right, there we go, good people. We could see that we have one analyst that has Apple as a sell, 9 as a hold, and 17 as a buy. Is this written in stone exactly what's going to happen? No. But this is what TipRanks say is their projection over the next 12 months. The average is 307. You guys see that? The lowest is 239. Average price 307 with a high target of 350 over the next 12 months. But now I want you to take the time to see how these analysts have been performing. Okay. And so they are saying that Apple is a good hold or buy for right now collectively. Anything I say is not a suggestion for you to buy, hold, or sell. We look for ranges to purchase and to accumulate. Okay. And so what we're going to be doing here in Money Moves is we are going to be finding stock that we're going to dollar cost average in. I say, or I suggest you need a broker that allows you fractional shares, meaning you can buy $5 worth. Okay. I do know Fidelity does it. I do know that Webull does it and Robinhood does it. I suggest you have a broker. And if you don't, open up another broker that allows you to buy fractional shares. And we're simply going to set it and forget it. In Money Moves, we're building that portfolio out, okay? And we're going to start doing that. So I know a lot of people join Money Moves for the options, but we also going to have some long-term dollar cost average. And then every week we're going to bring new stock into that portfolio until I think it's enough. And we're just going to buy, and we're going to show you we're going to do deep dives, show you the levels that we are going to be buying. Now, just like I promised, I still have the free 48-hour. It's going to be the top link in this one, but it is going away today, just like I promised on yesterday's video. Tonight, by tomorrow morning, you won't see that link, and it's gone. It's gone. All right, we're done. We're moving on. All right. All right. So let's keep it going. So I gave these levels this morning. This is Tesla, and it did. It came down, hit my level here, hit my level here, hit my level here, and didn't come all the way down to 4, but the traffic trader guided you. Now, for those of you that want to come aboard and join us in Money Moves, and you say, Larry, I don't want to do options. I just want to accumulate or do swing trades. This traffic trader helps you with that also too, because it simply tells you when to buy and when to sell. We're not going to go over how it works again. You guys, I've showed it to you. This is the easiest thing to follow. If you could drive, you could trade. Now, Let's look at VOO. Here's a lesson that I want you guys. I'm going to give a quick lesson. So now, we showed you how software stock have been selling off, right? We showed you that if you stack it up, all of the software individual stock that's been selling off, the entire stock market hasn't been selling off. The entire NASDAQ didn't sell off, and the entire S&P did not sell off as much as individual stock did. And so I want you, in your looking and your searching, I want you to consider this. Here's a lesson. I go to moving averages and I try to see which one, okay, is directing me, right? Now, for those of you in Money Moves, I taught you about the 2-day 100 moving average, right? All right. So now what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to go to a 9 EMA. Okay. Exponential moving average. Okay. We're just going to go right to moving averages exponential. Okay. And you see that 9, and I'm going to make it red. Okay. I'm going to make it red so you could see it. All right. We're just going to look at something. Let's make that red. Let's make it red, and let's make the line a little bigger, right? Now, I want to show you, what is this showing you? This is on the 2-day, okay? This is a moving average. As you could see, this 9 EMA is hugging the candles very tightly. It is hugging it very tightly. If you go to the daily, it's hugging it even tighter, right? So it's just moving right along the 9. And if it dips below the 9, you may get a little buy there, right? So now let's take the 9 off, because what I want to show you is now the 50. I know I've been talking about the 200 EMA, 200-day moving average, and I've been talking about the 100-day to help us dip by individual stock. But now I want you to look at the 50 right now today, because what I do is I search for a moving average that tells a story. So I'm going to cut off the 100 right there. And I just want you to look at the daily 200. As a matter of fact, we're going to go to the 2-day and we're going to look at the 50 EMA. And I want you to see that this is VOO, okay? All right, this is VOO. This is the S&P 500. It's just another way of looking at it. And as you could see, that every time it touched the 50-day, we do know just by looking at this that this is Liberation Day. This was Liberation Day right down here, right? That was Liberation. That was the last dip we've had. That fell under the 50, it fell under the 100, and it fell under the 200. We know that, right? So now, what is this 50 showing us? The 50 EMA has been actually showing us a good time to actually just nibble. So every time it crosses, boom, it hit right here. You can see here, it hit here. And today it's hitting here. Now, what could that be showing us? It could be showing us a near-term near bottom. No, not the bottom, but a near-term near bottom. We could be bottoming out because the last time, now when it falls through, you move from the 50 to the 100 EMA. But if you see what I see, you could see that when it does touch, those were good, actually, buying opportunities. See here? These were good buying opportunities on the 2-day 50 EMA. So here is a buy here, a buy here, okay? And let's bring that down. We never want to stop learning and earning and looking. A buy here, and today a buy right here, right? Now, this is the overall market. Larry, how do I buy the overall market? You can literally buy VOO, ticker symbol VOO, follow? So this is just to point you in the right direction. Do we load up here? No, because just like Liberation Day, we could go down further. But is this telling me that I could start nibbling here? You make the decision for yourself, but clearly you could see, had you bought it here, you would have went up 13%. Bam. And have you bought it here, let's go midway, you could have went up 22%. But had you added here and just kept adding every time it dips, you could be up really nicely. And I'm up about 33%, okay? Now, you may say 33% is not a lot. 33%, this is Monday, August, this is 2024, the sum of 2024. 33% on an ETF is a lot. It's like 33% on an ETF is like 90% on an individual stock. And so you could take an individual stock and try to start using different moving averages to see where we are. Now, of course, we have the geopolitical situation in the Middle East that keeps whipsawing. All right. It keeps throwing things off, especially stock that are tied to that. Minerals, rare earths like USAR. Okay, let's look at this. I know this one is longer. So these keep getting whipsawed. Ones like Oklo, Oklo, right? So these are the ones that are news driven, and these keep whipsawing. Year to date, they keep whipsawing up and down. USAR now is up 62% year to date, right? This is rare earth materials. And then Oklo is down, right? Over the last year, you could see that USAR is almost flat, but Oklo is up. And over the last month, you could see, look at the whipsawing that they do from day to day. So what you want to do is find a moving average and see every time that it comes to this mark, this is where I will nibble, not just because it's down, because we don't want you to catch a falling knife. Now, this one went a little long, but there are things to learn if you really dig what I'm putting down. If you catch what I'm laying down, you could really learn something and start to build out a good portfolio. Okay, we're going to do more of this in Money Moves, and I will join you in Money Moves right behind this. Again, this is it. It's going to be gone later today. The link is down below. Come and catch a 48-hour free tour. And if you get in, I'm going to be making a video soon as I hit the end button on here to help the new people get onboarded and show you where you can make money in Money Moves. Right? I'm going to leave it right there, good people. Love you guys. We'll see you tomorrow. Live, love, laugh, and learn.